Okay, so today we are solving this question, which is today's Leetcode problem of the day. So here we have been given some, um, basically these are some units and index. Yeah. So we have to figure out if any index here is part of a hill or a valley. Now, if we take a look at the first example, we just have to figure out if any particular index is part of a hill or a valley. Okay, so now, the leftmost index cannot be a part of any hill or valley because, see, the condition here is that to be part of a hill, the closest non-equal neighbor of I are smaller. So, non-equal neighbor on both the sides, this is mentioned, yes, on both the left and right of the index. So, for the first index and for the last index, we will have both the neighbors. That's why they will never be a part of our answer. So, let's just cross them out. Now, for 4, what we have to think is the closest non-equal left neighbor. Closest non-equal neighbors. Okay. So now, if you see towards its left, 2 is a neighbor and 2 is not equal. So 2 will be 1. Okay. And if you see at its right, 1 is a neighbor, closest right neighbor, and it is not equal to 4. So 1. Now, if it is greater than both of them, then it is a hill. Okay. And yeah, so it is a hill. So you can write hill. You can write hill. Okay. Now, for 1, closest non-equal left for 1 would be 4, and closest non-equal neighbor towards its right is 6. Now 1 is greater than both 4 and, sorry, 1 is less than both 4 and 6. So it will be a valley. Okay, so it is a valley. Now this one, for this one also, if we say, see, this holds true, and it is also a valley, but there is one condition given in the question that if, yeah, adjacent indices are part of the same hill or valley if they are equal. Okay, which means our count. So if I have a hill count, that would be 1, and if I have a valley count, that would be 1. 1. It won't be 2. Okay, we are not counting it as different. They will be together. Okay, and then we have 6. So for 6, leftmost, like closest non-equal neighbor is 1 on the left side, and closest non-equal neighbor is 5 on the right side, and 6 is greater than both 1 and 5. So it is a hill. So this is a hill. Okay. So here, if we count, we have to give just the total number of hills and valleys. So total number of hill is 2 and valley is 2, so result is 3. Okay, so one thing which comes in mind is that we don't actually care about a hill or a valley, because at the end we are just providing the summation, so there need not be separate counts for hill or valley. What I have to just figure out is that if an index is greater than, like, there are two conditions in which my result will improve. So the result will be plus if any index is greater than both its closest non-equal left and right neighbor, or if it is smaller than both its closest non-equal equal left and right neighbor. Okay, that's it. That's the only thing I have to figure out. Now what I can do is I can keep track of the left and right neighbors. That is one thing which comes to my mind. So let's just keep a track of left and right neighbors. Okay. So let me maintain an array left, so new field and right field. Now we iterate to the this. Now if I is equal to 0 or I is equal to n minus 1, yes, like basically the first and the last element logic, this would be left of I would be minus 1, and right of I, wait, so for I equal to 0, left of I will be minus 1, but right of I would not be minus 1. So let me just handle that is equal to 0. So left of I is equal to minus 1. Or let me do one thing. Left of 0 will be equal to minus 1, and right of n minus 1 will be equal to minus 1. Yeah. Okay. Now what I can do is for left, I'll start this loop from 1. Okay. Now uh, yes, okay, and I'll keep track of previous left neighbor, okay, which will be nums of 0. So I'll have to see basically, yeah, for 2, 4, 1, 1, 6, 5, let's try to simulate. So this would be -1. For 4, what is the closest unequal? Previous left. So we just have to check left of 5 would be equal to, it would be equal to, so previous left not equal to, basically if it was 4, then it would be -1 only, okay. So if previous left is not equal to nums of I, then it will be previous left. Otherwise, it could be left of I minus 1. See, if it is 4, we are saying 2, right? Because previous left was 2, and that is not equal to this number. But if it was 2 only, then it would be -1, correct? In any other scenario also, this will hold true. So, yeah. And also one more thing, yeah, we have to update previous left to this value, whatever the value we have right now, nums of I. Okay. Similarly, let's simulate for white. Now, for here, we have to iterate from the first. So, I will -2 here. I have to keep track of next right. Now, this would be nums of 10 minus 1. Okay. So, we are saying right of I would be. Now, if next right was is not equal to the current number we are at, then we can take the next right. Otherwise, we will have to take the right of I plus 1. And here, next of right also will be updated to nums of I. Yeah. Now, we have this next right and basically the left and the right arrays. So if I see left array will be something like, or this one, let me just copy paste. Wait, this was the original array. Okay. So for this left of one is this, sorry, left is this. Here closest non equal left is 2. Here it would be 4. Then it would be again 4. Now here previous left will be updated to so 5 1 and they are equal, yes. So our logic is fine. And here if you come, it will be 1, and here if you come, it will be this. Let's simulate the right as well. For right, we have to start from the end also. And so here it will be -1. For this, it would be 5. For 4, it would be, sorry, for 1, it would be 6. For 1 again, it would be 6. For 4, it would be 1. And for 2, it would be 4. This is our right arrow. Okay. Now, what we have to do is, yeah, yeah. So now what we can do is we can just iterate from 0 to n. Now we know the first and the last elements will not be a part of our result. So let's just iterate from the second first element to the second last element, like second element to the second last element. So we are iterating from this in this part. Okay. Now for 4, what we have to check is if, okay, let me take a result variable as well. Now what I have to check is if left of I, basically what we can check is basically the current number is nums of I. Okay. So if current is greater than both its left and right. Okay, so left of I and n, current is greater than right of I. We can do rest plus equal to 1. Else, if current is less than left of I and then current is less than right of I, then it is a value. In that scenario, also we can do left plus equal to 1. But we have to also take care of this condition. Now, in this scenario, we have to only count it as once. Okay, so here if we see, we only have to calculate this thing if the previous left and previous right for the current element. Like for one here, the previous left and right are 4 and 6. For this one also it is 4 and 6, which automatically tells us that it's a duplicate element. Or we can also add the logic for duplicacy for inside this arrow. Okay, so what we could do is, okay, so let's just do one simple thing. We'll check if current is not equal to nums of I minus 1. Basically, if it is a duplicate element, let's just not do any calculation. That's what I'm trying to simulate over here. Okay, let's see. I return result. What happens? Okay, so should I submit it, or we can do one thing? It is handling. We can improve by saying if current is equal to mass of I minus 1 contain. I mean, this will look cleaner. Okay, we will have less loops. Yes. Yeah, let me try submitting it. The answer. What is the issue? Just this. Okay, so after spending countless seconds, hours, minutes on ChatGPT, Gemini, all of which were giving me wrong stuff, I finally figured out the issue with our code. Okay, so the logic is correct. There is no issue with our logic of building left and right neighbors. Okay, issue was on one small check. So we had to add this check that left of I and right of I should not be equal to minus 1. Now, how did I figure this out? Via dry running my code on this input. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT to dry run it for me, but I don't know what it was doing. I had to do it myself. So I added logs for left and right, left and right arrays which we are creating. Let me remove the logs. Okay, so here if you see left of I and right of I are generated. Okay, as per our previous code, what would happen is we would start at I equal to 1. Okay, now it says if it is equal to the previous one, continue. It is equal to the previous one, so we continue, we continue, we continue, we continue. We come at 90. For 90, this condition is not true, so we move ahead and we check. So it's left, it is greater than both of its left and right value, so we add it to a result, which is totally fine. Then again, when we come to this 90, it is equal to previous, so we continue, we continue, we continue, we continue up till here, up till this 85. Okay, so this is counted in our code. Now when we look at 85, this condition fails, so we come to this part and we check. So it's left of I would be 90 and right of I would be 86. So again, this is counted, which is totally correct. Okay, now uh, we come at this index 86. Okay, here if you see, uh, it's its left is counted as 85 and right is minus 1. Okay, minus 1 basically means that it is a duplicate from of the last element, because for last element we have kept it as minus 1. So we need to remove those indices where this minus 1 is present. Okay, so that's what I have added here. This is the check that we need to follow this check. Okay, it is a very important check. Now, I I went through a lot of stuff in the discussion section, right? And everyone is saying that it is not an easy problem. Okay, I mean there are some edge cases. So yeah, people are wanting that it should be marked as medium. I also think it is somewhere low medium, because this is a good test case, and we should have taken care of this earlier. Other than that, there is another approach to it, which is you create your own array via removing the duplicates initially. So in first iteration, maybe you can create a new array which will not have any duplicates, or like adjacent duplicates. So that is another approach you can try. I went through all the solutions, too many solutions in this in the Leetcode solutions tab. Uh, there are few solutions, yes, which are doing it in just one pass. So you may go through them. Like few solutions are really nice, but this is a more intuitive approach, and likely in an interview you will come up with this solution of building left and right arrays, and then calculating the stuff. I feel it is more intuitive. Anyways, so here if you see, they have created a new array by removing the duplicate elements and then performing the operation. This there was one more solution which I found was really nice. Uh, yes, I think this one. This is a one-pass solution. If you see, no, we are creating none of the they're creating none of the arrays. Okay, simply iterating from the second element to the second last element. Simply checking if it is not equal to the next element. Okay, and then doing calculations based on that. For left, they are keeping track of the pointer. For right, they are just keeping track of I plus one. So it is a good solution. I'm not sure if I would have come up with this directly in an interview, but it is a good solution. So you should go through it. Anyways, I'll wrap up. this video. If you want the solution, let me just remove all the comments so that you can look at our solution. Okay, okay, wait, this was the submitted. Yeah, so let me remove all the comments. But LeetCode really fooled us by giving that easy tag. There should be a tag between easy and medium because this is not easy. I think it is not easy. So yeah, this is our solution. Thank you.